I've always wanted to live in Limerick. I love Limerick. I love living here. I'm not from Limerick, but it's a place I've made my home over the last number of years, and it's a great spot. You know what I mean? So it made sense when I was working with John Kenny and Unbelievers that we base ourselves in Limerick. Because we both loved living down here, and at the time I remember that was when fax machines were coming online. We had a fax machine. We thought that's it,
all we need. Dublin, it's like 4 hours away still. But we have a fax machine.
Well, we have a fax machine. We can now do business and contracts and everything. And that was a huge big thing for us. And we were at the time. It's so funny thinking back on it before internet and all that.
But is that what was special about the Unbelievables at the time? Is that the resonance it has with Irish people is like there is something particular that you're, I suppose, saying about being Irish, whether the characters, the madness, the asides.
Well,
that has gone through your work, really.
Funny enough, I think it was. I remember as a kid growing up and with not a huge pride about being Irish, whether it be the troubles in the north, you go into the UK having all these problems and everything else. I think there's one thing myself and John did was brought a pride back into being Irish and not being ashamed of your rural accents and no matter where you come from in Ireland. It wasn't something we set out to do, but it was something that we were very strong about ourselves, our own identity, and the pride of being from County Limerick and being from Thurles or Tipperary or wherever, and not feeling like, oh, we shouldn't, you know, we're not as good as the Dublin heads or whatever. Well, no matter what we do, we really kind of, that was the way we were, and I think that was another thing that really, you know, there was no shame in having a thick country accent. You know what I mean? And in actual fact, it's kind of cool and funny, and kids started getting into all that, and that was an interesting. And so around the same time, Father Ted took off in the UK just after, and then it was cool to be an Irish comedian. And that was kind of cool again because it shot down in Clare and down the countryside and everything else. And then of course the Celtic Tiger started coming along, so we started getting money, and people started for the first time in years get jobs at home, not have to leave the country.
Here,
so the more pride was starting to build up in Ireland, you know, which I think is that we're a better country now of it. Even though I think there's a lot of good things come out of the Celtic Tiger. There were some awful things, but a lot of good things in that respect came out of it, you know.
And the other side maybe that people might know a little bit less about is your love of music, which goes back to when you were
I was
a kid.
very small, my dad is a great musician, fiddle player. Doesn't play as much anymore, and I have brothers and sisters who are all good musicians. And I suppose it comes from my dad and my mum. They were both musicians. My mother a piano player, my dad a fiddle player, and there was always music in the house. There was always something. So, and then my granduncles were all great traditional musicians and Cayley musicians and all that. So there was instruments around the house that were left by uncles, granduncles, and all sorts of things. So it was easy to pick up and was encouraged. And I took up when I was in the brass band when I was very young, played trumpet. And then I went on and played flute and saxophone. So I kept up the flute since playing traditional music, and I played jazz and saxophone and that. And I suppose when I left school, that was the area I wanted to get into initially, was music. And I started recording with some bands and joined up playing with different people and that. I went to art college in Limerick, really just to, not to do a whole lot of art, but to hang out.
And do
meet musicians and do something.
Absolutely.
So it's funny how that, you know, I just thought I couldn't get into music college at the time because I didn't have grades and all that kind of stuff, and I hadn't studied music. Yet I was a good practical musician. I played a lot of jazz at the time with a lot of jazz heads and studied a lot of it with some good musicians. So I suppose I thought I'd just get into the art world. I was good at art, a few brothers who were artists. I thought I'd get into the world of the arts and at least be in that as opposed to something else. And I think it was the right decision to do, and I got to meet great people, and here I am today, you know, with an open mind. Went off to different areas.
Just created that kind of we can carry on. And you played. I've heard a story, if you don't mind me saying, about you being excruciatingly shy when you first started performing on stage.
Well, that is true.
Did you hide on stage?
I did. Yeah, I used to. Actually, you know, I think a huge amount of people are like that. I don't know. I don't know too many artists, entertainers that jump onto a stage and explode. You know. If you look at Dolores O'Riordan from the Cranberries, she used to travel back to the crowd. And I was a bit like that when I started playing sax with John. I started with John Kenny. I mean, I was. See, you have to understand that with John, it was different. You know, you didn't just get up and play saxophone. You get up and you took your clothes off and you jumped around.
You did
it
was like full-on cabaret.
Whereas I was used to going up with a band and being a sax player, you were never a front man anyway. You were always in the back, and you stepped up for a solo and you stepped back again. or you played with a jazz band, a quartet, it was very self-indulgent anyways.
Yeah.
You just, I don't know, I won't use the word.
Go on.
But you did. It was like musical masturbation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You just,
Just about the jazz.
just about the music and everything else.
After all these years of TV and theatre, one of the biggest projects that has kind of happened between the last couple of years would be the movie Garage.
Yeah.
And I'd say biggest maybe mightn't be fair, but I suppose for acclaim and for how far that movie that spread and how many people that it affected, that would be congratulations basically.
Yeah.
I suppose is what I'd like to say. It's an
Thank you very
extraordinary
much.
piece of work.
It was a good movie, yeah. It was really, really good, and it was great. I mean, as somebody was talking to, it's just one of the movies are strange like that. There's a whole lot of different factors involved in making a movie, like from art department to writing to camera and to acting to directing to everything. And Garage is one of those unusual movies that everything worked right.
Yeah.
Everyone doing whatever they were doing was doing it brilliantly. The acting, I did a good job in the acting, as did the rest of the cast. And the director, Lenny Abramson, was amazing, and Mark O'Halloran, the writing of it, and Peter Robinson, the camera work, and the look of it, and the style.
The light of it, and even is very.
So it was great.
striking.
It was. I mean, I've worked on quite a few movies, and there's always something not right or something not working, whether it be the script or the acting or whatever. But this one, everything worked, and it was just fantastic. And I suppose it's out there as one of the best Irish movies out there.
I would say absolutely. And then I suppose with that, it did spread across the world because you were the award at Cannes and the Evening Standard Awards.
Sure, yeah. And
that's pretty cool though, isn't it, going to Cannes?
It was good, yeah. I mean, I won Best Actor in Monte Carlo as well, which was a big one.
Yeah.
And that was kind of cool as well. So, yeah, we won a lot of awards. I mean, it was just one of those movies that went on to festival after festival. I mean, Lenny won Best Director and numerous won Best Film in Turin, which was huge.
Huge as well.
And in Siberia as well, and we did well in Toronto and Montreal, I think it was. So yeah, it was just, and it went down to South America and all sorts of places and won awards. But that's fantastic.
But when you're making it in a bog and Offaly, that's not that's not what's on your mind. What am I going to wear to Cannes?
I've always got a couple of different projects on the go. So we just finished shooting Mattie, which is a cop show based in Limerick. It's kind of loosely based in Limerick. I suppose it is Limerick, but it's not relevant to anything that's going on in Limerick. It just happens to be here. I finished in that. We finished in a movie in the UK called Sold Out, which we did some reshoots on it. That's should be going out soon. And I was just did a thing in the Abbey there recently with Brian Friel and Tom Kilroy play. So that was good. Yeah.
So you're still mixing, I suppose, your film work, your TV work, and the theatre.
Yeah. I'm out there trying to do any bit of work that comes
your way. Yeah.
I know it's good. I mean, it's great to have that mix.
Yeah.
That's what I enjoy, is the mix of music, comedy, theatre and film. And I'm very lucky that I've had a couple of vehicles over the last while that have allowed me to delve into certain areas and get accepted in those areas, so it's good.
Brilliant. So just to go back a bit and talk a little bit more about Mattie, is this another comedy show, or what's the story really behind this?
Yeah, it kind of was the show that we kind of thought would be the vehicle for Pat Shortt after Killing a Scully.
Yeah. So
I kind of wanted to, I played 5 characters in Killing a Scully. I loved it. It was a great show, very proud of it, but it's very demanding, and also you just wanted to change. We'd done it for 6 years, and I didn't want it to fall dead and be, kind of be on the TV too long and peter out, as happened to some shows in the past. So we come up with a concept for Mattie, and we were working on it for the last couple of years, which was basically a rural cop moves to the city.
Okay.
And it's not too unlike any American cop format, or English one for that matter. Comedy wise, it's got the misunderstanding of the unacceptable. They don't accept him when he moves into the station initially, and of course he's a bit of a blundering idiot and solves crime by default, yet everybody around him is quite straight. We've only shot one pilot of it so far, and we're working now on the scripts for the rest of it, so we've learned a lot from the pilot and we get a few changes out of it, so it's kind of a work in progress at the moment.
Yeah. I'm Sarah Lynch. You've been watching iLoveLimerick.com with Mr. Pat Shortt. We'll see you again soon.
Jazz hands.